In June 2022, when we were in the worst situation, inflation as of June was 29.8%. In 2023, with IMF in the boat, and we're expecting things to get better, it worsened to 31.7%. In July 2022, when things were worse, as we were made to believe, inflation was 31.7%. But with IMF in 2023, July inflation was 43.1%. August inflation, as of 2022, was 33.9%. For 2023 with IMF, is 40.1%. The latest month is September of 2022 was 37.2. It is now 43.1%. How do you look Ghanaians in their face and tell them when they are losing this rapid deterioration in their purchasing power that there's a turnaround? But we have achieved this after paying more taxes as part of the IMF conditions. We have achieved this with electricity bills more than tripling. In fact, every quarter we experience close to 30% jump. Every quarter. So electricity bills are now almost 4 times what we were paying last year. This is the suffering of Ghanaians. We have achieved this by destroying value of the Ghanaian through a domestic debt exchange program, which did not even spare poor pensioners and vulnerable people in our society. They have had to lose a lot of their investment that they depend on for their survival and even their medication in order for us to escalate inflation to the levels that are worse than we were before the IMF. But even more importantly, we have done this by destroying our banking and financial sector, which has recorded 18 billion loss because of this IMF program. We have done this by going all over the place in the world, cap in hand, applying to be declared bankrupt, and actually begging that we should be issued with a certificate of bankruptcy. That is what we have done. This cannot be good news. And so we expected that at this review, we would have seen some modicum of improvement. We have done this at a point where DDEP created a benchmark interest rate of 9%. And we expected the 9% to dictate interest rate of various financial instruments. Today, the government itself borrows at 32.8% on the short end, just for 91 days. That is ridiculous. That already tells you that the DDEP has failed to signal an appropriate interest rate for Ghanaians. So if government is borrowing at 32.8%, tell me how much Koku and Menu Enterprise will pay. 45-50%? I don't know the kind of business you will do that you recover that kind of interest rates and still leave something to pay your workers.